Alright guys, today we're going to be showing you how to do the challenge quest for Grand Summoners. If you don't know what the challenge quest is currently in the game, we have the Knights of Blood Thetis event, Act 2, well, yeah, it's Act 2 I think, but Chapter 3 or whatever they're calling it. But yeah, so in this Thetis event, there is a quest called the challenge event, which is right here, or the challenge quest. Which this challenge quest is not so much as a challenge as more it's tedious. It's very, very simple and pretty easy to do as long as you have everybody, because if you're going to be doing this quest, of course you're going to be wanting to try to complete everything on this mission requirement. So let's go over it. So you got to clear with no deaths, clear with Reyes and Iris in the party, and clear within 180 seconds. Now let me just say this, there is no way you will be able to clear this within 180 seconds if you're using Reyes and Iris. More than likely, it's going to take a very long time. If you're doing the clear within 180 seconds. The way how you do the clear within 180 seconds is you just nuke this stage. If possible, like, you go a multiplayer, or you join a Discord or something, you ask, hey, can we, anybody wants to try to help me nuke, this stage, and then, you do it in multiplayer, and that's pretty much like the easiest way to get it, the 180 seconds clear. But for the other two, you actually can do it, which is the clear with Reyes and Iris in the party, and clear with no deaths. So, how do you do that, OP? So, I have a video that I'm going to be showing you guys, showing you exactly how we did it, and yeah, of course, this method does require Reyes and Iris to be in the party, so keep that in mind. Also, real quick, if you guys don't know how to get Reyes or Iris, of course, you get Reyes. He's the first unit that you pretty much get when starting the game. In order to awaken him to, 5-star or whatever, you have to beat his side story. So that is how, you get Reyes to 5-star and all of that. Now, for Iris, however, you have to also beat a side story too. So if you go into quest, there is a side story for Iris right here. Let me see, side, right here, the crossed hearts. I actually have not done this. I didn't feel like, oh wait, is it crossed hearts or is it feeling I want to say? I think it's crossed hearts. I think I could be wrong, but yeah, you do that side story and then boom, you're able to get Iris if you don't have her already. Alright, so here's the challenge quest. This was taken from my stream, so if the quality's kind of weird or anything like that, that's the reason why. But look, alright, this is the team we went with. Okay, we're using Finn, Rail as Reyes, of course, Scorba, my boy, using Iris. His Iris was actually max LB, so that was also a plus. And then also Furlock as Mako. So, let me just say this too, you do not need Mako to do this. I think all the methods do kind of require Mako to an extent, but you don't have to use Finn. You could use Mako Fina, that also works. You can also use, apparently from what people told me, you can also use Finn Fina as well, and that works too. Of course, you gotta be a little bit more onto everything. So, yeah, so I was gonna use my limb clothes on my Finn here, but instead I decided not to. I decided to use the Shadow Blades, just so we can have more AoE art gem. And we're using Arc Ignite, of course, for the 4-star support. And then I'm actually not using Curse Light Sword for his 5-star physical attack. I'm actually using the Spirit Sword, which is from his event. The reason for that is just in case if Finn ever gets low on HP, I can use that and it will actually heal me a ton. It actually heals, I think, every hit that every time you hit an enemy with it, it heals you for like 240 or something like that, which is really good. And then also, as soon as it hits an enemy, you're going to get 20 art gauge, which is also very, very phenomenal. So that's also really good. Also, yeah, I know you guys are seeing all the true weapons and stuff. You don't need them, they just have them because, they're all veteran players and all that stuff. So you don't actually need them, but yeah, they're there. But, so, yeah. This event, though, however, you can see everybody else's equipment and all that. I would recommend getting it all. If you want to know what's on Rail stuff, Rail actually has a 3-star heal item, which is what is this? This is Reyes' sandals, right? Or something like that. I think they decrease damage and they also heal or something like that. Of course, Scorba using Flower Cane. This is a 20% AoE heal instantaneously. He's using the book from the raid and True Reyes, which is, of course, Iris' true weapon, which is, I think it reduces damage and you evade stats elements, so it's decent. And then also Malim's Clothes on Furlock, the AoE art gen. Tin Cane, because we're all pretty much light units apart from Finn, but Finn doesn't really need to worry about dying too much because you're not going to die as Finn. As long as you're using the Spirit Sword, you'll be perfectly fine because you will have enough sustain. And also, Finn has built-in evasion as well, so you don't really have to worry about him dying like that. And then Mako Knuckle, of course. So, let me just tell you guys. You see, if you actually look, this is at 0-0. This video, this session that I record doesn't end until 17 minutes. The reason for that is this event is incredibly tedious. because you see everybody on screen. So you have Zar, Sly, Thetis, and Arstilla. Everybody on screen is not a problem apart from Zar and Scylla. Not Scylla, Arstilla. The reason why Zar is a problem is because Zar is going to be doing the most damage out of all of them because he can crit. So that's one thing. And if you can beat Zar, then you'll be perfectly fine in the damage department. You don't have to worry about anybody dying. No one will die if, as long as you beat Zar in a timely manner, you're able to stop him before he just starts killing everyone. Arstilla is the second problem in this fight. And what I mean by that is Arstilla is actually going to be healing everyone by 30% from what it seems, and they'll full heal everyone, which is very, very strong. And you see right there, you saw that amount of healing. I'm pretty sure that was 1.4 mil or something like that. And you can see right here, Finn is getting relatively low, but built-in evasion and all that, you don't need to worry. You know what I mean? And also we have the hit stop coming in from freaking Reyes and everything, so pretty solid, man. You know what I mean? So literally, it gets pretty crazy pretty quickly. The one thing that I will say though, however, to avoid all this burst of damage, on the 5-star defense slots for Iris and Reyes, I would highly recommend some type of damage mitigation or damage, or shield or negation or something like that. Something that has, something like that, so you're able to mitigate that damage so you won't die, because Finn really shouldn't even have got this low here. He really should have been perfectly fine. If we were using something like Guts instead of 10k of relief, it would be different. Also, I want to say too, I would probably do a lot better. This one probably wouldn't take as long either if we used something like or Fina, but it probably would have actually. Finn, we pretty much brought Finn as like kind of like the second, like the main attacker, then Reyes being the secondary attacker for this. So yeah, I will say though, however, as long as your Mako is fine and you're timing everything right with Finn, you really don't need to worry about dying. Of course, you have the type advantage procs as well. As long as Reyes is getting his art, pretty consistently, he's going to be able to hit stop the enemy, so it's going to make it to where they can't do anything. If you actually don't know what hit stopping is, I think Jen actually made a video on this if you guys are new to the game. Hit stopping is like an element, is like a hidden stats element that you can do in Grand Summoners. Some units such as Rim and Malia, for example, have this hit stop mechanic built into them. And what this is whenever you use a art that has a multi-hitting art move, sometimes it will actually make it to where the enemy is going to be hit stopped to where they can't do anything while they are being hit by this attack. Reyes actually has this built into him, so it's very, very strong against it. Also, I don't think stuff like Finn and all that, it doesn't work for them. It's very specific arts that do it, but yeah, Reyes is one of them, Rim is another one, Malia is another one as well. So that is very, very strong. Or I think Malia does it, I could be wrong. And that's why, you're able to survive for so long in this fight, is because Reyes is constantly, pretty much negating or stopping all damage for a little bit because of his hit stop arts. Now, I want to say another thing, is that pretty much as soon as you kill Arstilla, this entire fight becomes easier. But the way how you do that is that Arstilla and all of them, there's no way to actually just make it to where they just die easily. You pretty much just have to tank it out. It's just a DPS race, I guess, or a tank race, I guess, to see which team can tank more. That's why I say you will not be able to do this in 180 seconds. So literally, what I would recommend is whenever Arstilla gets low on HP, about low enough to where you could probably kill with a normal art or something like that, I would highly recommend your Mako use her normal art. Because you can see right here, if we actually fast forward, we are still in this fight. And you can see right here, Arstilla is going to use her true art. And you see how weak Thetis is. So watch this real quick, and you'll see the ridiculous amount of heals. So boom, everybody got full healed again. So it's very, very tedious. And we actually, Thetis was pretty much done for right here. So right here is where we kill Arstilla, I think. So Arstilla, in order to really beat her like that, is what you have to do is you pretty much have to, your Mako and your Finn pretty much need to use their normal art or something like that, so you are able to beat them. Because you see right here, actually, you see the heal go off. You see right there, the heal went off, but what happened was that it kind of lagged and the heal actually didn't go off. So on the server side, they died, but on our side, they weren't. So it was a weird bug that happened, but yeah, they died. So you pretty much have to do that, and that's the way how you beat Arstilla and everybody else on that team. So make sure you do that with your Mako, and Mako's going to do a good amount of damage to them because they're going to, Mako's going to increase the damage that everyone deals to them because whenever she runs through them, that's what she does. She also reduced their action speed, which is pretty solid as well. But that's going to be like the final hit for Aristella and all of them is for you to use that with Mako, and then Finn. Of course, you can also use your normal art with Finn, or if you're able to use your true art while Mako is using normal art, you'll be able to kill them definitely. So the rest of this fight is easy peasy. You don't have to worry about anything from Thetis, literally, as long as you guys keep going on. It's gonna be a little bit longer though, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna take a little bit for you to beat Thetis because of how much defense he has and because you don't have like any crits or anything like that. It will take you a while to beat Thetis, but this is pretty much the easy part. Once Aristella and all of them are dead, you're fine. You know what I mean? You're perfectly fine, and you only have to worry about Thetis. So, guys, that is actually how you beat it. You can see right here, if we actually fast forward a really long time, boom, we beat it. We beat Thetis. It took us 11 minutes and 18 seconds, but we finally did it. And this is probably like the best comp to do it with, the safest comp, I want to say. You could try to nuke this, but I would be with Reyes and Iris on your team. I wouldn't really recommend it because it's kind of unsafe, because if somebody doesn't die, like Aristella for example, or if Thetis doesn't take enough damage to where he dies, he could more than likely kill your team very, very quickly. So it's up to you if you want to try that strat. Me personally, I'm not really too much of a fan. I'm not too much of a fan of it. I would much rather, take the safe route and just, know that I'm going to be able to complete it than doing that. So guys, that is actually going to be it for this video today, guys. Thank you all for coming out, man. It's been your boy OP. Hopefully you guys did enjoy that little, guide and all that. Tell me if you guys, find this event actually challenging. To me personally, it's not even challenging. It's more so just tedious, and it's not really a challenge quest at all. It does take a little bit of strategy, but the strategy is kind of just, out heal the other team and just sustain all the damage until you may somewhat be able to kill them. So yeah, guys, that's going to be it for the video today, man. Thank you all for coming out, man. It's been your boy OP, and I'm out, guys. Peace.